It's a great experience right now. I got to see Dick Godfrey, a bunch of great comedians like Richard Pryor. I got to see. It's so overwhelming right now. Like it's hard. It's hard to process right now. I'm overwhelmed with joy right now. Not that many people get to see stuff like this, and I'm thankful to God right now for something like this.
When an airline pilot steps on the plane, the flight attendant informs them of how many souls are on that plane. As educators, it is important for us to understand that every day we are working with someone's soul. The child in front of you is a real person with a real life. When we say out loud that life data matters, we want people to know the importance of working with the whole child. It is our goal to help educators understand that it isn't about friendships, it's about relationships. It's about understanding the story that is the child you are working with. The question we have to decide is, are we the villain or the hero in the story? Life Data Matters is about the work that helps a child heal. It's about knowing that the children we work with are more than graduation rates, attendance data, and GPAs. The children we work with are smiles, hugs, and laughter. They are emotions. They are love. We love our babies. We hope that we can help educators, philanthropists, school board members, and parents understand that the work that happens in many programs is changing lives, creating activists, building engineers, and encouraging leadership on a level that empowers our young people to be scholars of advocacy for self, culture, and community.
Life Data Matters is an acknowledgement that a lot of what we're trying to attain in the education institution cannot be quantified. Living in a data-driven institution like education, there's an expectation that things should be numbers-oriented and numbers-driven. A lot of the stories that we hear from our young men, our young boys, can't be put into numbers, can't be quantified. The growth that we see, this exponential change that we see in these young people, sometimes get hidden in the numbers. Whether it be GPAs, attendance, chronic absenteeism, all the buzzwords that kind of create this field, a lot of what we lose are the narratives and the importance of people's stories.
A house in New Orleans, they call the rising sun. It's been the ruins of many poor boys, and God, I know I won. Well, my mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Listen, mothers, tell your children not to do what I have done. Well, don't live your life in sin and in misery in the house of the rising sun. Well, there's a house in New Orleans. They call the house a rising sun. Well, it's been the ruins of many poor boys and God.
Now, can you describe the photo to me?
Describe the photo to you. Well, in this picture, I'm smiling really big because this is a great opportunity for me to go to DC and explore the world, not just from California, but to see something new and to expand my horizon.
Well, I like to do a lot of hand movement when I speak. And like this, well, as you saw my face, like I was like pretty satisfied with like all the results of like what this is about to like bring. As a young man of color, means I don't want to sound cliche, but there's so much, like so many doors that would open for me, so much knowledge being brought in, and like I can like I said, enrich myself and then enrich others at the same time.
Can I use a Snapchat filter?
No.
No? What if it makes me laugh? Alright. Alright.
Aesthetic.
That's all I feel. I just feel like smiling.
Okay. So tell me what that picture means to you, that picture that you just took.
It makes me feel like there's a lot of opportunities out there. So it makes me feel humble that I'm one of the 300 people that actually got to have this opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. on a free trip to meet a lot of like important people in the world and to spread out what MLA is.
Right now, we're trying to create another song added to the mixtape for PI on school equity. What we think our perspective is on it. It's just something we do. We're working always, man. Hard work pays always. Humble beats.
Washington, D.C. at Frederick Douglass' house with the Men's Leadership Academy. It's 2017. We have the awesome young ladies and young men with us. We're having an amazing time. Sacramento Leeds, Rosemont, West Campus, Burbank, McClatchy, American Legion, Kennedy. Let's do it. Jesus Christ.
At the Frederick Douglass house, you feel me? Finna get real historical.
He's my friend, brother, prepare on a happy way for my love. My man love flowers and music, brother, prepare on a happy way for my love. But man love flowers and music, Jesus Christ, He's my Lord. Jesus Christ, He's my friend.
Do it again! I am my brother's keeper, and together we will rise!
Do-bop-si-doo, boom-ba-boom-boom-boom, do-bop-si-doo, boom-ba-boom-boom-boom.
I'll always want you because my heart is true. Come closer, and I'll tell you of the ABC. Darling, believe me, every time I love your song, find the place there in your heart, and I'll tell you of the ABCs. Gosh knows I love you, heaven knows it's true. I want to be near you, JKLMNOPQ. Run, honey, and don't be blind. Sugar, you stay on my mind. True love is.
This photo is survival. survival to the fittest. Because these are 9 times out of 10 guard dogs that they use, and as you can see, his chain's broken off. He's probably taking his lady or whoever means very dearly to him. And it looks like he has kind of teary-eyed, so he's like really passionate about trying to get out of the problems within society.
The ABC. Told you of the ABC.
While at Howard University, the young men were able to kind of open up and bring up issues that really impacted their lives. We started by breaking down, what is the Boys and Men of Color? Why this work is important? Why is it important to become a youth advocate, not only for yourself, but also for your community and your brothers that live with you and go to school with you. Over the course of 8 months, we select certain topics and fine-tune the real issues behind these topics and have the young men really integrate their lives in building workshops, building discussion for this big day where we invite over 150 young men from the local Sacramento area and have a beautiful youth summit with hip hop integrated aspects, keynote speakers, workshop presenters, spoken word and poetry, and really just have a day around empowerment.
So I need you to be engaged today. I need you to make today count. And I need you to be on purpose. Can you do that for me today? Yes, sir. Can you do that for me today? Yes, sir. I am my brother's keeper. And together we will rise. All right. Mr. Luis, take
Some nice bars, because people pay attention when music moves so many different things at once. It's crazy. Music, I saw J. Cole wear some shoes that look just like this, and I bought these because the influence of music is just so powerful. So if we were to infuse music with intelligence, that I think we could do. I think that actually grabs somebody's attention.
To have their parents and their teachers go up to be like, oh, there's these great careers such as rocket scientists, doctors, but we don't as the youth grows up, we don't really hear about those careers that actually do make a difference and that actually do make bank while making a difference. We don't hear about, like you said, physical therapists. We don't hear about businessmen starting up their own companies. We don't hear about all of that stuff.
Something's like for example, Kanye West is really big right now, right? So it's if something's not in the trend or anything like that, but once Kanye West puts his twist on it, it'll skyrocket. For example, shoes, right? Yeah. For example, shoes, the Adidas Ultra Boost, they were $100-something, and nobody was buying them. They were people saying they was ugly and stuff. And then once Kanye West wore them, they just skyrocketed. And then everybody was buying it, and then resale values were at $500, $600. It was the must thing to have. So it was people who have influence in our culture, once they put their voice into something, everything just skyrockets. So it makes a lot more of an impact.
The picture,
It makes me feel like how I'm a leader in MLA.
And can you show me that picture?
Yeah, it means to me like you see the guy in the front, and he's like telescope. He has like a little like telescope to like lead the pathway like where others are going. But it's not just him on the boat. There's people behind him that are helping him get to the same place. So it makes me feel like we're in MLA and I'm a leader. I'm trying to get us to a place, but I need them to help me with it too. Like I can't do the work all by myself. I need them with me to get to the place where we're going to reach our goal.
We went to the college fair, and I never thought that I'd get a chance to actually experience and see so many colleges, because I didn't think that college was for me at first. But Men's Leadership Academy showed me that I have a chance, I got a voice. It's just been, this whole trip right here, it's just been a great experience for me. I can go back and share this experience and motivate others to sit there and want to do bigger and better things. Because I expect other kids to do better than me and surpass this.
Can you tell me what that is and why that picture is important to you?
This picture shows that we are planning something very, very huge for us. It's like a next step for MLA that we're trying to. It's more like a goal that we're trying to reach, and that goal needs time and making and patience, and we're actually doing it. And I like this picture because it shows that all of us are different, but in the same mindset, and that together we could accomplish anything.
Can you tell me what's in that picture?
It's a lot of buildings with a lot of lights, and some of the shadows are black spots. Some of the black spots are people in it just walking around, being casual and stuff. And there was some water in there too, and I like how the lights was behind the water. I thought it was a pretty good image, so that's why I took a picture.
Well, why is that picture important to you?
It's important to me because I never seen anything more like it. Like I never seen anything so beautiful at night. Like just so like lots of lights, a lot of people being up. Even little kids were like up, and they were impaired, so we're letting them be up. And I don't know, I just thought it was a really touchy moment. I think it's important that I saw that because, you know, it's giving me a little more experience. Just like if you had a business or a team, you can't lose any of your members and be like, oh, you're fired just because something small and stupid happened. No, you gotta try to stay in your group and you gotta be strong with that group.
Why is it important to stay with your group?
Because it creates success. Teamwork. People think that teamwork isn't a lot of things, but it's everything. Teamwork is, you know, I mean, you won't get all the credit, but that's the point. That's why you have other people helping you, because you have other disabilities, but those people can help you fill in those abilities, creating the ultimate person that you always wanted to be or that you needed.
Nice. So can you tell me what that? You can put it down. And can you tell me what that picture means to you? What it represents for you on this trip?
I believe that this picture represents my energy level. I'm just so energetic to be here. So it's a learning experience. I'm seeing stuff that I only see in the history books, but I'm seeing it with my eyes. So I'm in the energy to keep pushing and keep going and see everything that I can see, because I won't be back probably for a while. So I'm gonna need my energy.
We're at the Holocaust Museum, and actually we just got done. It was a major experience for me, just watching how Jews and other races were treated because of their religion. It was hard and emotional for everyone, especially me. I think nobody deserved to get punished the way what they believe in.
We're at the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., and what I saw was a lot of tragic events. To see the struggle that they went through in the concentration camps, being starved to death, being killed, being shot at from point blank range. It was very crazy to see that, because it's really hard to put ourselves in their shoes, because we think that we're in the struggle, but then when you see the things that they went through, it's very eye-opening to know that what if I was in their position?
When we first started Men's and Women's Leadership Academy, we were really intentional about creating a space that was grounded in social justice. We didn't want Men's Leadership Academy to be a classroom in the back of the school where all the black and brown boys were sent for some type of intervention. We wanted it to be a space that was conducive to transformation, a space where young people learned how to critically analyze the context within which they were being schooled, name the systems of oppression that they saw in their everyday lives, both in their communities and especially on their school campuses, and then learn the tools and skills necessary to push back on a system that wasn't created to serve them in the first place.
Hey, we're in Ben's Chili.
Ben's Chili Bowl. We're at Ben's Chili Bowl.
We are in the Chili Bowl where a lot of people have been. It's called Ben's Chili Bowl. Not a Chili Bowl. It's the Chili Bowl. Ben's Chili Bowl. Yeah, Ben's Chili Bowl. Washington Bowl. The historic Ben's Chili Bowl. Who are you talking to? Ben's Chili Bowl. There we go. We are at Ben's Chili Bowl. Getting ready to enjoy an amazing meal, some shanks. I'm getting a Ben's Chili Bowl shirt. Wild true, but he's always here. But I'm here, ready to get it.
1967, I was staying out there in front of Ben's Chili Bowl. And my partner, Pete Green, went on to become a legendary radio and television talk show host here in Washington. In fact, they made a picture about his life story with Donald Cheadle playing. Pete came up to me out there and said, Harold, Muhammad Ali is up on the campus of Howard University. I said, what? I said, come on, man, let's go. He said, I can't go. I got a meeting with the boss. I said, well, don't include me. I left and went up on Howard University. Beautiful, beautiful day. And there was the champ standing on one of the administration steps. And he had hundreds of brothers and sisters around him. And man, he was giving them the talk. You know, this was the time that he was fighting the draft board. And they were on his case about locking him up for 5 years. And as you know, he said, hey man, them Vietnam folks, they never called me nigga. And he made his point. Well, anyway, I get up there, I go right up in front of him. I'm standing in front of him. But he goes off about an hour. So when he gets through, he said, man, I want to see D.C. Who will show me around D.C.? I said, champ, come on, I'm going to take you. So we left Howard University, and we started walking down George Avenue from Howard. And I turned around and looked like it was a parade following me. Man, this is one of the most charismatic, decent human beings. He was flawed now. He was nothing perfect about it. But when it came to his people, man, he loved his people. He loved all people. Tear that up. But he loved his people because he knew we were the underdog. And he had to take a stand. So we walked down George Avenue, people stopping their cars in the middle of the street, ladies getting out, hugging and kissing him. And it was a fantastic experience. And we got down to a place called 70s and T's at Howard Theater, famous Howard Theater located. And that's where all the hustlers and the brothers hang out, you know. So they were down there waiting for him. So then he got this fine with a couple of guys, you know, just having fun. That was 1967. I didn't see Muhammad Ali no more for at least 3 years. And then I became a radio, television, sports talk show host. And one of my newspaper friends, a sports columnist named J.D. Buffet, said, come on, Harold, ride up to Cleveland with me and Harry Barnett. Harry Barnett was an attorney that represented George Foreman. So I said, okay, man, why not? I just started my talk show, so I got in the car, and man, we went up. We walked in the hotel, and there was a champ holding press conference, you know, not a scheduled one, just, you know, just talking that talk. And so, as I walk in, he looks over and sees me. And he said, Harold Bell, what are you doing so far away from home? Blew my mind. I ain't seen this man in 3 years. But he remembered who I was. So, man, you know, everybody started looking at me, Don King, everybody looking at me. So, make a long story short, it was in Cleveland that Muhammad Ali gave Don King his first start against everybody's wishes. Do not mess with that ghetto Negro, because he ain't gonna do but sell y'all. But Muhammad Ali, one of those type of individuals that he want to help his people. At least give him a chance. So he endorsed Don to be a boxing promoter. You know, we ain't no boxing promoter at the time. And make a long story short, Don King ended up stealing from him, who like he did everybody. But Muhammad had such a good heart.
I am my brother's keeper, and together we will rise.
Well, see, beyond all I would say the historical context around Howard, just a phenomenal campus, really strong, produces strong advocates for students that want to know what's going on around us in the world, not just on the campus, but on a larger kind of global scale, and a very social and fun campus. I got to add that too. Everybody probably knows homecomings are nationally known. For the young men in particular, it's important that we have a place that embraces us, because we have our own kind of needs and way that we develop young men of color. So I think that Howard really embraces that.
Y'all ever go to New York? Just expect to see everybody wearing Jordans, Timberlands. He tried our snapbacks. He was all like. I'm learning a lot about hip-hop, not just music, but through art too, and the spray paint cans, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. We were looking at PJ. Man.
Seeing my great grandfather's artifact, his blacksmith tools and the cross that he created, and his name, and just the engravings of it, it's a sign of relief for me. He made wonderful stuff. He made, and he's a creator, and I feel like I'm a creator, in my own right. I'm not a blacksmith, but I created my own right. It was emotional and moving, it was purposeful and inspiring.
The most memorable part for me was the lower section that we went into, which was the time progression from slavery, and we didn't get to see all of it because of time, but it was very, very powerful. One moment that stood out to me that actually made me feel a little emotional was seeing my boy PJ, whose great-great-great-grandfather's cross that he made with his own bare hands, it's here, and the drill bits that he designed and made himself that are being used still today. It was just a very powerful moment for me to be able to see my brother witness that being celebrated in front of on a national stage. It was just amazing experience, and then to be able to share that with my young brothers who are here with us, our young men, being able to see these great exhibits and soak up this culture and this history, it's just a life-changing experience. So I feel very fortunate to be here today.
The opportunity to do this experience one more time, would you do it and why?
Of course we would do this again. Of course, man. There's no question. Yeah. I mean, it's an experience that you can't miss out on, Exactly. It's just some things that
we need to bring back to Sacramento, and this is really the way. I mean, obviously, you know, we're having this trip right now, and we're experiencing a lot, but you can always seek in new things. It's just like seeing a picture and you're thinking about what it really means. You can go back a couple days later on and have a different feeling about it. That's what we're going to take for DC. If we came here again, we'd visit things that we haven't visited before, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, this trip is definitely about getting new experience and getting new knowledge, going to the African American museums and learning new things, and going back to Sacramento and applying that knowledge for the better, leading the rest of the Men's Leadership Academy is just a one-time opportunity kind of thing.
Providing like critical thinking, like if we look at the Martin Luther King Memorial, it's like his facial expressions and the way his eyes are looking, like are they looking to the past, are they looking to the present, are they looking to the future? What his arms are being folded, that means he probably has a sense of business that something might change in the future. We might be the change for the future. We are the change for the future. We just don't know what might come next, and I'm happy we were here to see it.
As the government standpoint about how Obama for 8 years, that turned the economy down into what, $40 trillion plus in debt. That was a reason.
The debt was already there before Obama got there.
Right, but he like succeeded it higher. Like he made the
all the presidents before started that.
Right, but Obama just like escalated it. Yeah.
If she were to receive medication and she weren't to recover in a certain amount of time, she would have to stop receiving medication. Are you guys for that too?
Well, I'm dreadfully sorry of what your sister has. I'm so sorry for how your sister has eye cancer. But people with Obama's healthcare, like if someone got hurt, our taxes would grow, and then with and just in the matter.
So as long as our taxes go down,
no, I'm not.
My sister can die.
No, I'm not. I'm here.
You can't care for us.
It's hard, huh?
Well, Obamacare, with everybody's taxes, it would go up 40 plus, no, never mind. It would go up 10 grand on my parents' bill for Obamacare for eight years. Every time they had to pay taxes, and we already had to pay for car insurance and stuff like that. That adds up quickly, and I am truly sorry for what your sister has, but just having people to pay extra, like if someone just like slipped and broke their leg, we would have to pay extra for their.
But shouldn't lives have a cost to it?
Well, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, but we.
I would pay my world and everything I would have ever earned for my sister to live. I wouldn't care how many taxes I would pay. Her life should have a limit to whatever how much she can live. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's still life. It's not like he's tragic. Yeah.
Well, this is great talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Years ago.
And why did you choose that picture?
Well, as you can see, my position in this picture is very stoic and very broad, and it's showing growth and how far I've came just during these 6 days of this trip, and all that I've learned and all that I have been through and went through and noticed and realized through the museums and everything we've done through this trip. I have came and I have blossomed more so through this entire trip.
How do you feel right now?
How do I feel right now? Well, I'm a little sad because we're going back to Sac and we're leaving DEC, but I feel that I'm smarter and that I experienced a lot more, and I've gotten outside of my comfort zone.
Okay, and can you tell me why you picked that picture?
This is Richard Pryor, and I chose him because he was a great inspiration on my life. When I grew up, all I saw was bad things, you know, pimping and gunshots, and it was bringing people down. People was always sad. So Richard Pryor inspired me to always do comedy and bring a smile on people's faces and bring a change, you know, step by step.
So, and can you tell me how you felt when you saw that?
It was great to actually see. Like, I've never got to see any type of pictures, and it was always on TV or anything, but to see something like that, it really motivated me to keep on going and keep doing my comedy and pursue my career.
And where'd you see that picture at?
I saw it at the African American History Museum.
All right, and why this? And why that picture?
Well, this trip meant a lot, and it feels like it's going to come to an end on saying goodbye to everybody. We got really close. I feel like we got so close to where it's going to be hard to notice that they won't be around anymore when it comes to MLA projects or Queen Speak. You know, everybody got along, and everybody got to witness a beautiful thing that is known as DC. And we have to go back to California, and I don't want to yet, not yet. There's too much things that I haven't experienced yet, and so it's kind of like a depressed look on my face that it's all ending.
What we know from every aspect is that young people, as well as adults, all have stories. And for us, as we think about life data and what that means, is the importance of being able to understand the whole child. From a youth development perspective, we really try to focus on not only the academic side of the young people that we work with, but also the other aspects of life that they deal with every day. Our young people are going through trauma. Our young people are in a place where they need to heal. So we are working really hard to make sure that we are paying attention to those different aspects of life that involve them being great human beings, being someone that can go and advocate for themselves. And through our mission statement, which says that in a social justice youth development model, we are empowering our young people to be advocates for change for self, culture, and community. And that does not always entail the academic portions of who they are. It does entail who they are as a whole person, which encompasses life data.
Arms stretch your T like I nailed it. Rap moving slow like a creep. Shirt in the breeze like I'm sailing. And I walk in my sleep, I can't help that. When's the last time I asked for some help that I couldn't get from nobody else yet? I couldn't get from nobody else that. When's the last time I asked for some help that I couldn't get from nobody else yet? Nobody. I don't get weak in the knees, honey spread out like a fan. Perfect like some Gucci sandals. Open the sky, get a handful. Torso marked up like a vandal. Are you not fucking with cash? God give you what you can handle. Give you what you can handle. I got the grip like a handle. And I'm biking with me and my Daniel. AD's got the angels, DV's got the angles. I'm breaking. Got